Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in today's video we will take second law of thermodynamics, entropy, different equations of entropy to calculate entropy in different conditions and entropy of mixing. Then we will take some problems based on Clausius-Clapeyron equation and then we will move to residual entropy. So I have designed this chapter on the basis of these questions from CSIR, NET, GATE and TIFR, and we will take questions from 2011 to 19. In case of GATE, we have questions from 2020 also. So let's start the chapter. So we have these two questions from TIFR 2016 and 13, and to solve these questions we should have a basic knowledge about entropy function. Entropy generally defines disorderness, and this entropy function came in the picture after the first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics says that we can convert energy into work. It tells about conservation of energy, but it does not tell about the direction of reaction, whether it is possible or not possible, or what will be the direction of reaction. It cannot tell us. So second law of thermodynamics came into the picture and it tells us about all the heat cannot be converted into work. Some amount of heat is lost, and this was based on Carnot cycle. Then we have this entropy function. Entropy is del S denoted by S. Change in entropy is del S, and it is equal to change in energy Q and then temperature. This is a general equation for this, and it is for irreversible reaction, and in case of reversible reaction it will become ds is equals to dq over t. So it is a general formula for entropy function. Then entropy is a state function. It is a important thing that it is a state function. It depends only on the initial and final stage of the process. Then second important thing is it is extensive function. Extensive means it depends on the mass of gas. Okay, so it is extensive in nature. All the functions g, s, u and a, these all are extensive functions. H, these all are extensive functions, depends on the mass or number of moles. So now we can solve this problem. Which of the following is or are implied by the second law of thermodynamics? First is del S greater than integration dq irreversible upon T for an irreversible process A to B at temperature T. So what is the meaning of this? It means that we have written here ds is equals to dq over T. Okay, now we can write this dq as du plus pdv. Okay, so at constant temperature this will become 0 for a ideal gas. Okay, so your dq will become pdv. We can also write it like r t v over dv. Now I can place this value in this equation, so it will become dq is equals to r over v dv. Now we can take integration of this and it will become s is equal to log n r log n v2 over v1. Okay, so this is a general equation for ideal gas in isothermal condition. And if this process is reversible, means if system is absorbing q amount of energy, so this function will be del S is equals to q reversible over T. Okay, and this heat is absorbed from the surrounding. So this is for system, and for surrounding it will become minus q reversible over T, because this heat is absorbed from the surrounding, and when we are taking heat out of a system then it will become negative, and when it is absorbed it is positive. So for a reversible process the total entropy means entropy of system plus entropy of surrounding. So it will become 0. It is only for reversible process. Reversible process means the system is in equilibrium, and when it is in equilibrium, then and there is no entropy change. It is an ideal condition, but in actually there is no reversible process possible. Okay, and irreversible, in case of irreversible process, this del S total is greater than 0. Greater than 0 means entropy should be increased during the process. When a reaction is feasible, only when this entropy function is greater than 0 or it is positive in nature. That is why we can say that the universe is leading towards the process where entropy is increasing continuously. Okay, because all the reactions are spontaneous or natural processes are spontaneous. Spontaneous means irreversible. Whenever you hear the term irreversible means they are going in forward direction. They are not coming in backward direction. Going in forward direction means they are spontaneous. They are one way. Okay, they are going like this. They are not coming back. In case of reversible, both the possibilities, going in forward direction, coming in backward direction. But all the spontaneous processes are forward in nature. And when they are forward, when they are spontaneous, means they are natural in nature. There is no force required to do them. In that case, entropy is increasing. Okay, so in that case, your del S will be greater than 0. So remember this case. Now we can come back to our question. So del S is greater than this dq irreversible over t for an irreversible process. So it is correct. Okay, for an irreversible process, this del S is positive. Then del S is greater than 0 for an isolated system in the course of a spontaneous change. This is also a correct statement. Then third is entropy of its universe always tends to maximum because all the processes are natural and spontaneous. Therefore, this statement is also correct. So all the statements are correct. Then we can solve this question. Actually, the question is, this is PV diagram and we can go from A to B by 3 different possible pathways, 1, 2 and 3. So you have to find out the relationship between change in entropy during these 3 paths. Okay, so first thing we can do that we may think that we should calculate their area, but remember this entropy is a state function, means it depends only on the initial and final stage. So in that case, all the entropy functions are same, means this should be correct answer. So we have discussed already that entropy change in reversible isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. Okay, so in that case, du is 0, so dq is equal to minus dw. It is from first law of thermodynamics that dq is equals to du minus dw. Okay, so the value of entropy change comes out as nr log n V2 over V1. This is for your ideal gas in isothermal expansion. Okay, and we can also write this equation like nr log n P1 over P2. This is also a possibility. You can also calculate by this. This is a reversible process. If we are taking irreversible process, then in that case, del S total is greater than 0. How it is greater than 0? Means your del S system minus del S surrounding should be greater than 0 for a irreversible process. So now we will take a general equation, and in that case we have ds is equals to dq over dt. Okay, and I can expand this in form of du plus pdv over t. I can also write it like cv dt. The cv is equals to du over dt, so it will become cv dt plus pdv over dt. Now P is equal to RT over V for ideal gas. So it will become CV dt plus RT V dV. So I can also write it like this. Now these two terms will cancel each other. So it will become CV dt over dt plus R dV over V. Okay. Now we can use this equation as such. We can integrate these terms simply. They can be used, this equation can be used as it is. Okay, second type of equation is ds is equals to Cp dt T minus R dP over P. When you will, so second type of possibility of equation is this, when you will replace the value of P from here and expand it in different way, that how you will get this equation? I can replace the value of PdV. PV is equal to RT. So I can write it like PdV is equals to R dt. Okay. From this, I can get the value of PdV is equals to RT minus dPV. So when I will write this equation here, so this CV will become Cp and we have this equation. We can integrate it over two limits. So we have two important equations is equals to CV log n T2 over T1 plus R log n V2 over V1 and ds is equals to Cp log n T2 over T1 minus R log n P2 over P1. So you have to remember these two equations. These are two very important reactions. Then we have this question from December 2019 CSIR NET. The question was, true statement for the following transformation is. This is a 4+2 cycloaddition reaction or Diels-Alder reaction. So you have to find out whether del H and del S are positive or negative in nature. So del S, first we will take del S. Del S means change in entropy. So change in entropy is obviously negative because we have here two molecules and here we have a one only. So del S is negative. Now we comes to del H. Del H is positive when a system is absorbing heat, means reaction is endothermic in nature. In that case, this del S will be positive. And when del H is negative, means reaction is exothermic. It is releasing some amount of energy. So in this reaction, we have 3 pi bonds in reactant and 1 pi bond in product. And this reaction involves formation of sigma bonds. Okay, so sigma bonds are more stable than pi bond, and when the stability increases, the energy of system decreases. When energy decreases, means product have less energy and reactants have higher amount of energy, then the reaction will be exothermic in nature, means the del H will be negative. So in that case, your answer will be 2. When we have next, we have question from December 2018 CSIR NET. The question is, entropy of a perfect gas is. Entropy of perfect gas depends on which thing? So we have taken it here. In this case, this is the equation of perfect gas. Okay, so it depends on log n V, because here we do not have any term of T, so we may assume that reaction is isothermic in nature. Okay, so they are talking about isothermic conditions. So in that case, the only possibility is this one, because in the equation we have log n function, so it can be only correct answer. Then we have again a question from December 2019. So in this equation, the entropy change in system undergoing this transformation. So this system, suppose A is moving from condition B to C, and the temperature are different in this case. So first we will calculate from A to B, del S 1. So only temperature is given, so we consider that volume is constant or pressure is constant. Okay, so in that case your entropy will depend only on, suppose we are taking volume is constant, so it will become Cv log n T2 over T1. Okay, so now you can place the value of T2 and T1 here. So first we will calculate Sn del S1, so it will become log n, and we are also assuming that this heat capacity is not affected by temperature, not dependent on temperature. So T2 is 50 plus 273, it will become 323, and here we have 25, so it will become 298. So first you will calculate this one, then we have del S2, it is equal to Cv log n 75. Final temperature is 75. So we will plus these two, 273, it will become 348 upon 323. So when you will calculate these two values, they are slightly different from each other, and this one is greater than this one. You can do it yourself, that these two things are different. Then we will calculate del S total. Okay, so del S total is sum of these two entropies. We will check this whether it is sum or not. Okay, we have to find out this thing. So first we will calculate del S only. So it is equal to Cv log n. Final temperature is 75, that is 348 upon initial one was 298. So we will write it as it is. Then we will calculate del S plus S1 plus del S. So we will place the value of these two. So it will become Cv log n 323 upon 298 plus Cv log n 348 upon 323. So I can also write it like this, log n 323 minus log n 298 plus log n 348 minus log n 323. So these two terms will cancel each other. So it will become Cv log n. This function is positive, so it will come on upper side, 348 upon 298. So it will become equal to this del S. So the sum of these two entropy function is equal to total entropy. So this is your correct, this one, fourth is your correct answer. S1 is greater than S2 and S is sum of S1 and S2. So suppose in question it is given that this del S is equal to Cp log n T2 over T1. Okay, this is the condition, and we are assuming that volume is constant during the process. Pressure is constant, not volume, pressure is constant. Pressure is constant during the reaction. So in that case, the entropy will only depend on this heat capacity at constant pressure, Cp. Okay, so it is also possible that they may give you Cp is equal to, suppose, 0.5 plus T plus 1T. Okay, so now your Cp is also depending on temperature. So in that case, you can write it like this, Cp over T dt. We will use this equation here. This is the equation which I have given you in the starting, this one. Okay, so in that case, we will use this equation, and now when we can write the value of this 0.5 plus 1T over T, and then we will integrate it. So you will get your correct answer. So this will become 0.5 T plus 1 dt. Okay, now you can easily integrate it. It will become 0.5 log n T plus T. Okay, so you can solve it. If the range of temperature is given, then you can write the value of T2 and T1. So it will become 0.5 log n T2 minus T1 and it will become T2 minus T1. Now you can place the value of T2 and T1 in this equation and you will get your correct answer. This is the next question. So in this condition, the 2 moles of ideal gas X and 2 moles of ideal gas Y initially at same temperature and pressure are mixed. So condition is isothermal isobaric. This is the question from GATE 2018 and similar question has been asked in GATE 2020 also. Okay, so how we will solve this? So we have seen that entropy of mixing, entropy we have calculated entropy individually. Now we will take entropy of mixing. So if the temperature, if the conditions are not isothermal and isobaric, normal conditions, then you will do simply addition of two entropy differences of two processes. Okay, first calculate entropy change for one first process and then for second gas. Okay, suppose you have the same example, but the temperature and volume conditions are also given. That we have a gas A suppose and B, and A has N1 mole, B has N2 moles, and it has temperature T1, it has T2, it has suppose CP1 and it is CP2. Now I am mixing these two gases, and when I will mix them, we have a mixture of C. Okay, it has a temperature suppose TF, some temperature TF, and we want to find out entropy change in this process. So in that situation, you have to first find out this TF, because in the final equation, you have N1 log N TF over T1 plus N2. Here we should also have CP1, CP2 log N TF over T2. So to calculate the total entropy change, we need this function TF. How we can find out TF? This heat given in a process, heat taken. Always remember this. If a body is giving some heat out of it, then it will become negative because its heat is decreasing, and another body which is taking its heat, it will become positive for it. Okay, absorption means positive, emission means negative. So now I can place the value of Q1 here. It will become CP1 TF minus T1 is equal to N2 CP2 TF minus T2. So this negative sign is very important here. Okay, now you can calculate the value of TF, you can find out this TF and you can place this TF in this equation and you will get entropy change. But if the conditions are isothermal as well as isobaric, then what you will do? Then in that case, your entropy mixing will become, formula will become minus R summation Ni log N Xi. So you have to remember this formula for isothermal and isobaric situation. What is the meaning of Ni? N is the number of moles, X is mole fraction. So suppose we have two gases here. So this will become N1 log N X1 plus N2 log N X2. X1 is mole fraction for 1. So it will become N1 upon N1 plus N2, and X2 is mole fraction for 2. So it will become N2 upon N1 plus N2. Now you can calculate the value of X and X2 and place it here. So similarly for this situation, we have 2 moles of X. So N1 is 2, N2 is also 2. So X1 will become 2 over 4. 2 plus 2, 4. And X2 is also equal to 2 over 4. Now we can place this value here and we can calculate this one. So this is also very easy, and it is also a similar example. Then next important thing is find out the criteria for spontaneity of a reaction is or are. This is the question from December 16 as well as from GATE 2016. So how we will solve such type of question? So in the starting of this video, I have told you that del S should be greater than 0 for a reaction to be spontaneous. Means del S total should be greater than 0. Means del S for system minus del S for surroundings should be greater than 0. So we can write it as it is, minus del S, and this is suppose dq over dt. So whenever the case of the surrounding, this is always dq over dt. You have to put the sign of plus or minus according to the reaction. If heat is taken from the surrounding, then it will become negative. If heat is given to the surrounding, then it will become positive. Okay. So it should be greater than 0. Now I can write this equation like this. Okay. And we can replace this value of Q from this equation by del U plus P del V greater than 0. And I can also write it like this. And if I keep this U and V constant, if I will keep this constant, it will become 0 and it will also become 0. So in that case, del S is at constant U and V is greater than 0. This should be the condition for spontaneity. So third is correct. Okay. Next we will keep this S and V constant. So again I will write this equation, and now I am keeping this S and V constant. So it will become 0 and it will also become 0. So minus del U at constant S and V is greater than 0. Or I can write it like this, del U is less than 0 at constant entropy and volume. So it cannot be correct. It is wrong. Then we will check this free energy function. So free energy is, so this will become the equation. Then can cancel these two functions. Okay, so minus del G plus P del V minus S del T will be greater than 0. If I will keep this pressure and temperature constant, then minus G del G at constant pressure and temperature is greater than 0. So I can write it like also del G is at constant temperature and pressure is less than 0. So this will be the correct answer. So option 1 and 3 are correct. D. This one is correct. Then we have a question which is based on, this is from December 11, and this question is based on Clausius-Clapeyron equation. So we have two type of Clausius-Clapeyron equation. So first one is dP over dt del H T V final minus V initial. So first type of equation is this one. If we have del H positive, then and Vf is greater than V initial, then in that situation your dP, if we increase dP, dt will increase. Means in this situation, if we are increasing pressure, the melting point and boiling point of a system is increasing. Okay, so in this question we have liquid is converting into vapor phase. Okay, so of a substance with dP over dt at 1 bar and 400 K is this one. So this change in pressure is with temperature is given. Molar volume of vapor is given, means Vf is given. This is 200 and this dP over dt is given. It is given, and molar volume in liquid form is negligible. Means Vf is greater than, very greater than Vl. So we can neglect this function. We can neglect this one. So we have only Vf in the equation. And molar enthalpy of vaporization is, you have to find out this molar enthalpy. So we can find out it like this. We will first place this value. Okay, and temperature is given 400 K, and then you will place the value of Vf, that is 200. So this dP over dt is given, so now you can calculate it from this. So this will become your enthalpy of vaporization. Okay, then second form of equation is log, this is integrated form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation, log P2 over P1 minus dH over 2.303. This is second form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation. The question was, the normal boiling point of a compound X is 350 and heat of vaporization is 30 kilojoule. The pressure required to boil X at 300 Kelvin is. Okay, so you have to find out this pressure. So suppose first temperature T1 is 350 Kelvin. And this is normal boiling point. Boiling point means when the pressure of the vapor pressure of a gas or a compound will become equal to the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is 1 atmosphere, and if you are writing in terms of torr, then it is given that 1 atmosphere is equals to 760 torr. So P1 is 760. Then P2, we have to find out what is P2. T2 is given is 300. Del H is given 30 kilojoule. So del H of vaporization is given that 30 kilojoule. Kilojoule means when you will write in terms of joule, it will become like this. And R value is also given here. But you should remember this one. Okay. Now you can place all the values and you will get your answer. So it is easy question. You can find out this one. Then one more thing that I want to tell you, that we know that when a system is going from A to B, we can find out entropy change. Okay. But another important thing is phase transformation. Phase transformation means suppose we have ice at minus 20 degrees centigrade and I want to calculate entropy change when it will become vapor at 200 degrees centigrade. Suppose this is the situation. I want to find out del S for this process. So what will be the process? That it is an irreversible process. It cannot be reversible in nature. So when you have to find out entropy change of an irreversible process, then you will take multiple reversible processes. How? That first ice, which is at minus 20 degrees centigrade, will be converted into ice at 0 degrees centigrade. Then ice at 0 degrees centigrade will form water at 0 degrees centigrade. Then water at 0 degrees centigrade will be converted into water at 100 degrees centigrade. And then water at 100 degrees centigrade will be converted into vapor in 100 degrees centigrade. And then vapor at 100 degrees centigrade will be converted into vapor at 200 degrees centigrade. So these are the multiple processes, and to find out the final entropy, we will sum up all these. So first process is the process in which phase is same but temperature is different, and we will keep in mind that pressure is same during this process. So entropy will be Cp1 for ice log n T2 upon T1. T2 is final temperature, T1 is initial temperature. Then in S2, phase is different but temperature is same, and this is the process when ice is converted into water, means melting point. So we will take heat of fusion upon melting point. Because heat is absorbed during the conversion, therefore we will take del H as positive. Then in third one, again phase is same and temperature is different. So we will take Cp2 log n T2 over T1. Cp2 is heat capacity for water. Then S4 is phase is different but temperature is same, and this is the process of vaporization. So we will take heat of vaporization upon boiling point of water. Then last step is phase is same and temperature is different. So we will take Cpv, heat capacity for vapors, log n T2 over T1. So del S will be sum of these entropies. Then we will talk about residual entropy. Residual entropy is equal to K log n W. This is actually third law of thermodynamics, which says that a perfectly crystalline solid has entropy is equals to 0. But in actually there is no perfectly crystalline solid, and in that case it has some amount of entropy which is called as residual entropy, where W is probability of finding a crystal, and it is also called as microstates, and for 1 mole it will become R log n W. So you can use this equation. So I will end today's video here. Thank you so much for watching.